These niggas disrespected me when I told you CP0 got low diff by Gear 5. And niggas was saying all this other shit. But this nigga right here, this nigga kid is getting demolished. Niggas saying, I was telling niggas check the panel. Wait for the panel. Like how this nigga Danny is doing right now. But mine is different though. Cause my nigga had 2 chapters. This nigga had a narrator. Say his dream
Is this
is
nigga
over.
crying?
Nigga, are you crying?
Is this nigga crying? What the fuck?
Y'all just noticed that?
This is a clip a friend sent me about someone crying tears of joy that a character he liked didn't perform as embarrassingly in battle as a character he didn't like. This type of behavior is probably why people still don't take the battle genre seriously, but at the same time, I kinda don't care, cause gatekeeping is good to a degree. The pettiness in me finds this amusing to talk about. Y'all already know I don't like power scalers, but there's a Super Saiyan version of power scalers who treat the manga like it's an actual sport. They sportify manga in anime, so I'll call them sportifiers. They will look at each chapter as if it was an NBA or NFL match and compare the stats of their favorite characters. They will measure stats like how many blows their character landed, how many they took, how much damage they dealt, how quickly the fight was won, whether it was low diffed or high diffed, how strong the opponent they were fighting was, all just to argue that the character they stan is a better athlete than the character the others stan. You got people measuring how out of breath combatants were during the fight. What's worse is that when their favorite player isn't performing well, the story sucks. When their favorite player is performing brilliantly, the story is phenomenal. I actually saw people calling JJK garbage because they stand Kinji and his last fight was mostly off screen with an anticlimactic ending. I'm pretty sure there were also people who hated JJK because Gojo died. There are people still on Twitter hoping for Gojo to return. It's just so fascinating that people can actually treat a story like it isn't a story, like it's real life, and their enjoyment of the story is solely dependent on how well their favorite character is doing. As someone who isn't part of that culture, it can be very interesting to observe. Good writing doesn't matter. Is Zoro collecting W's and outperforming Sanji? That's the real question. How did you get into the story? Was it because you heard of a character's feats? Do you skip all the scenes that don't have that character fighting? Why did you choose to support that character? Do people create websites for the stats of the characters like they do for soccer or the NBA? Would you actually drop the story if your main man died? These antics are like entertainment in their own right. Crying over your favorite sports team winning is already kinda weird. You're not part of the team, bro. You didn't do anything. But crying over drawn characters whose destiny is predetermined by the author is hilarious. There is no conclusion here. As long as it doesn't negatively affect writing analysis, I'll just sit back and enjoy the chaos.